What's happening? Welcome to another Driving with Dave. Well, it's Monday morning. Spent the weekend with the family and had a good time. Did a bunch of talking to my teenagers and hoping that some of it sunk in. You know, I do a lot of stuff for a lot of people. I'm not a selfish man. My thing is I want my kids to have as good a life or better life than I've got now. And so that was the point of the message. So this Driving with Dave episode is just a follow-up to the conversation with what I had with my kiddos. When choosing a career that or what your major is going to be in college, well, you've got to consider a few things. And like we talked about yesterday, you know, you've got the first thing is like Papa told me, is that you got to stick with something. You got to think about something that you're going to be happy with doing 20, 30 years down the road. That's important. Because I've been doing this job for about almost 17 years now. And it's challenging. It's rewarding. I can make a lot of money if I work my tail off and all that. I like it because it is challenging. It is always changing, and I'm always being challenged, and I need to be challenged, because if not, I don't like the cookie cutter thing. I don't do well with cookie cutter stuff. So anyhow, that's your first thing that you want to consider, is if you're going to be happy with the job 20, 30 years down the road. If not, if you don't see yourself happy with it, then you know, it goes without saying, you might want to consider something else. If you get stuck into a situation to where you have no choice but to go into that particular job, well, figure out a way to get out. If you're not happy with the job, figure out a way to get out. I just don't know any other way to put it. If you're not happy with your job, figure out a way to get out. The time is now. Okay? But anyways, we're talking about picking your career. But I'm trying to, you know, the folks that watch this, that are in a job right now, you know, and you're not happy with it, well, there you go. But, and I kind of gave some suggestions. You can give me some feedback. But I gave some suggestions. The medical field. You can't go wrong with the medical field, because as long as humans habitate this earth, then they're going to need to be worked on. They're going to need to be fixed. Hospitals are everywhere. Can't go wrong with the medical field. My second thing that I mentioned was, you know, in the electronics field, technology field, you can't go wrong there right now. That business is booming. It has been for years, and there you go. The other thing is, I mentioned chemical engineering, chemical engineers. With my goal in climate change and you know, agreeing with the climate change, I should say. It's not my goal. You know, all about Planet E, man, because we only have one planet, and that's where you're standing right now, or sitting, or floating if you're floating. If you're floating, give me some of that stuff. Anyway, So chemical engineering, you can't go wrong there. Reason why I say that is figuring out a way to, recycle our stuff better. Make it productive. I watched a YouTube video the other day. Don't know if it's true. I'd like to fact check it. As a matter of fact, I'm going to look into it and I'll get back with you on it. But I won't even bring it up then. I'm going to fact check it. But anyways, the fourth thing I brought up was I can't remember, but there was 5 things that I suggested to him, and told him you can't go wrong with those. RT type stuff and educators or what was that? Lawyers, political science, that was the one. So there was 6, my bad. I forgot I talked about the education stuff, because education is important. But all of you educators out there, I met a cool dude this weekend at Six Flags, and you know who you are. Shout out to you, brother. He's an educator, and I have a family full of educators, as well as this guy. And educators are the unsung heroes. They're the ones that mold our children. They spend a lot of time with our children, and they mold our children, and they're just really the unsung heroes. So this podcast, I'm going to dedicate this to you folks, because y'all are the ones that help mold our kids into deciding how they want to live their life. Y'all definitely help with a great deal of that, and there's so much time that y'all put into it, and that's important, man. I mean, it really is, because if you think about it this way, think of the United States without more educators that spend their hard-earned money to improve the look of their classroom, the atmosphere of their classroom, and whatnot. Think about it. Chew on that for a minute. These teachers, I'm not saying all of them do, but there's a lot of them that I know that spend their own money on educating your kid. So this government needs to do something about that. I've heard Obama talking about making junior colleges a lot easier to access than just like a high school or whatever, as far as getting in and pay and all that. That's great, but we need to be dumping more money into these school systems, so these teachers are not having to spend their own money to improve the classroom experience. Think about that one. But anyhow, I had a great weekend. I love hanging out with my family. I love seeing them happy, and I love using the opportunities to talk to them. So anyhow, well, it's been another driving with Dave. I'm about to get on the interstate, and it's Monday morning. It's crazy out there. So peace out. Love your teacher. Show some appreciation to them. Later.